Heading inside the Corolla LE Hybrid, this one does have the premium interior package, so I'll show you those features as we go. But here on the door is all black with a black door handle here, no chrome there, no aluminum trim there. We do have power windows, power door locks. The driver's window is backlit. Power locks, power mirrors are here. And then down here on the lower part of the door, there's some of that gloss black trim, and you'll see that on the inside surrounded by the brushed aluminum trim. Toyota uses this combination on quite a few vehicles. There's a speaker here in the door, bottle holder in the door, and there's a little pocket right there as well in the door. So pretty practical door and not over-styled, that's for sure. As we head inside, wanted to point out the first two features of the premium interior. So feature number one is the power driver's seat with the power lumbar support. That's part of that package. It's a little over $1,500. We do have power lumbar support on the driver's seat. Your passenger seat is still manual. And then the seats themselves with the premium interior, these are going to be the Softex fabric seat. They're black with a really great white contrast stitching. They are very comfortable seats with height adjustable headrest and seat belts. And then these seats are also heated up front. Again, part of the premium interior package, $15.25 for that package. Over on the dashboard, there's just three switches here. One of them is the dimmer switch for your dash lights. The next one is the automatic high beam switch. So the headlights can be set up to go on and off automatic from high to low beam. Gas door release is here. We do have a tilt and telescoping steering wheel. So you just pull that down, adjust it, and then tighten it back up. And then down here is the hood release. And then finally, your gas door release, which is right here on the driver's side, right there. So let's jump inside. Oh, before I did that, I wanted to show you there are three vents here as well across the front, surrounded by the brushed aluminum trim, up, down, left, right controls, and you can also turn them off. And you'll see those all the way across the dashboard as well. So let's jump in the driver's seat. So behind the wheel of the Corolla LE, typically this is a vinyl steering wheel, but this does have the premium interior, so this is upgraded steering wheel to a leather wrap steering wheel. It's padded and it's very comfortable. There's of course a Toyota badge, driver's side airbag here behind the badge. And then we do have fingertip controls on the steering wheel. So on the left are the controls for your multi-information center, which is right up here. We'll take a look at that in just a second. Bluetooth connectivity for your smartphone, voice activation, and volume for the sound system. And then up here is where we have our headlight controls. That we do have automatic headlights, of course automatic high beams as well on here. So really those bright LED lights, they are awesome on this car. And then as we head over to the right hand side, we have our dynamic radar cruise control on and off, our lane departure settings, our cruise control settings, and our sound system settings. And then up on this side of the stock, we've got the front washer wipers, and it does have intermittent wipers. And then we do have push button start, which is all part of the Corolla Smart keyless entry system. And by the way, the Corolla does have electric power steering, and that's why it's so easy to steer or to turn the wheels. I've actually got the vehicle turned on right now, and I'm in EV mode, so the gas engine won't start, but everything lights up really nicely, so I can show you what I found inside. So let's take a look at the gauge cluster on here. This is an interesting and unique gauge cluster. So it's a 7-inch information center right down the middle. So the center part, 7 inches, is much like it's a computer screen, like an LCD screen. Oops, sorry about that. The tachometer and the fuel gauge and the engine temperature gauge, those are your traditional analog needles. But I really like the colors on here. Super easy to read, the backlit blue and then the white contrast. And then here, the information center, you can see I'm in EV mode right here, but I can use the fingertip controls on the steering wheel to kind of toggle through there, and I've got a trip computer. I can also go through and set up my safety sense. Let's kind of go over there. So lane tracing assist, pre-collision blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, and roadside assistance. I can turn those on and off for my own preferences. So really easy to read, nice crystal clear. Even sitting back here, you can see it's pretty easy to read. So we'll head over and take a look at the center stack. So up here we've got an 8-inch touchscreen. This is the standard sound system, so not the JBL audio system. It's surrounded by a lot of that gloss black trim and kind of that brushed aluminum trim as well. And then let's just go ahead and switch over. We've got our energy monitoring system for our hybrid system. We can also jump over to our menu. We've got our audio, phone. There's a small app suite, and you can also download the navigation app, and so you can run the navigation app off here as well. But it does not come standard with navigation. It's an app. But if I go over to audio, I've got AM, FM, and Sirius satellite radio. You get 3 months of the premium subscription for the XM radio, and then you'd pay a monthly subscription fee if you want to continue. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and Alexa compatible, and I mentioned Sirius XM. Here's 2 more of those vents for the heating and air conditioning. There's your emergency lights, and then we do have automatic temperature control, but it is driver's side only. And notice when I turn that on, the car started up, and I can set up my thermostat, but the passenger side does not have automatic temperature controls, only the driver's side. Front window defrost, rear window defrost with the heated outside mirrors, so when I push that button right there, it'll get the ice and snow off of your outside mirrors. It does have this eco mode here for heating and air conditioning, but this button right here is interesting because what it does is it shuts off the heating and air conditioning to the passenger side, so that if nobody's over there, you can save a little bit of gas by not heating the side of the car that doesn't need to be heated up. I'm going to go ahead and switch it into reverse so that you can see the backup camera. And there you go. So it's really easy to see. It does have path lines, but they're not adaptive. They don't move around. It's just a grid for you. I'm going to go ahead and close that door here. There we go. So moving down the center console, I want to point out, you can just see in the dark here. Let me turn my light off. There's 2 switches down here. They're backlit blue, and these are your heated seat switches. So the front seats have 2 temperatures, high and low, and that's part of that premium interior package. So you get heated seats, you get Softex seats, you get the power driver seat, and you get yeah, that's it, I think. Turn on a light here. Way down here there's a plug, so you can plug in your USB cords over on this side here. Struggling with my light. Give me 1 second. There we go. And then we'll take a look here at the center console. There's some switches up here. This is for your drive modes, your power, your normal, traction control off, and then EV mode. So EV mode's interesting on the hybrid Corolla. It's not a feature that's designed to drive around town or at high speeds. It's for slow speed operation. So let's say you're in your garage, you're just pulled in the garage and you're finished listening to a podcast and you want to turn the engine off. If you tap the EV mode, it'll prevent the engine from turning on, and then you can finish without running the engine. It's also great for backing out of your garage if you don't want to start the engine and make that noise, you can tap that, but it only works at very, very slow speeds. Electronic parking brake is here. Brake hold is right here. There are cup holders down in the center, 2 of them, and then you can see the center console itself does have that gloss black trim with more of that brushed aluminum trim as well. Our dashboard is padded, so it feels very upscale. There's another vent over there. There's some warning lights up here with regards to the airbags and the seat belts. Here's your glove box. This glove box does not lock up. There's no key lock on there. And then you do have a speaker over on the passenger side, as well as bottle holders in the doors, just like we saw here on the driver's side. I'll take a look at the center armrest. It is padded, does have the contrast stitching like the seats, so it really ties in nicely. And then under here, kind of a small storage cubby, but there's also 12-volt power point and then a USB-C. You can see it's backlit right there, kind of a pale blue. So Toyota uses pale blue lighting throughout their cars. We've got a passenger assist grip up here, lighted vanity mirrors, visor extensions, overhead. Here's your overhead lighting. Safety Connect is up here, so if you need help out on the road, tap that. Toyota will get you roadside assistance. And then we have an automatic or a manual day-night mirror. Just flip it like that to be able to change between the different positions. So that's a quick look up front on the hybrid Corolla. Let's go ahead and jump in the back seat. So a quick look up front from the back seat. Visibility is pretty good back here. Headroom's decent. There's a overhead light right here. The center console is pretty minimal. There's no USB charging ports. There's a little storage cubby right there. And then there's no pockets on the backs of the back seats. So pretty minimal amenities in the back seat. There are speakers down here in the doors, and there's bottle holders down there as well. These are the Softex fabric seats. There's a passenger assist grip and a clothes hook up there. We do have a center armrest that folds down with dual cup holders here. And there are 3 seat belts back here, but I think it would be kind of tight for 3 adults. Should be fine for 3 small children, but adults I don't think it's going to be great for. There are child safety anchors here for your child safety seats. And then these back seats fold down. They fold down in a 60-40 fold down configuration. But notice that you have to make sure you have the seats far enough forward to get them to fold flat, which of course I don't right now. But you can see it does go back into the trunk, and you can fold back both back seats down. The back seat passengers do have side airbags and also side curtain airbags as well, so a lot of safety even in the back seat. Legroom is pretty darn good, surprisingly. I've got this seat right here all the way back, and there's still 4, maybe 5 inches of legroom. So back seat passengers should be comfortable, but again, I think you're going to be most comfortable with 2 adults or 3 small children. Let's go ahead and take a look at the trunk. So diving into the trunk, the Corolla does have a nice low lift over, and it's quite wide, so I think you could probably get 2 sets of golf clubs in here if you put them in across the back here. It does have a nice low liftover, or flat floor with that low liftover height, so it should be easy to get things in and out. Down underneath the floor is where we find our fix-a-flat setup, so no spare tire on the hybrid, or at least on this one, and so you're going to use the fix-a-flat, but it does allow for some additional storage down underneath, and then that whole assembly can come out. So if you really want to haul a lot of cargo, you could take that out and put it down underneath there. But a fix-a-flat on the hybrid is standard. The trunk itself is quite deep, as you can see, and there is a cargo light up here. And then of course I mentioned both of those seats fold down, so you can drop those down as well. But a nice big trunk, surprisingly big considering that it is a small sedan. And then the trunk deck is lined, and then they also have that glow-in-the-dark emergency release. There's also a trunk release right here, and of course you can use your keyless entry. Here's your license plates, lights, and there's that backup camera we talked about before. There you go. That's the interior overview on the Corolla Hybrid LE edition for 2022. Be sure to catch the exterior video. There'll be a link at the end of this video, so go ahead and watch that. And then if you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. And if you like the video, go ahead and hit the thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe. That way, every time we release a new video, you'll get a notification. This is Tony here at Smart Toyota. Thanks for watching.